I had got a serious kick out of this. I was laughing my ass off. So apparently there's this video that came out, I don't know, I guess maybe earlier this weekend, which had showed Brock Lesnar and his beautiful wife Sable at a Orlando airport. And you see this fan, it looks to be an older fan, looks to be an Asian woman, maybe in her early mid-30s. She walks up to Brock Lesnar. She's trying to engage him in some type of conversation. You see Sable, you can tell that she's talking to Brock Lesnar. You can basically tell that Brock Lesnar, Sable, they're in the middle of a conversation amongst themselves when this female approaches them. Brock Lesnar, he kind of says a little something to her. He does kind of acknowledge her in some type of way. And I guess there was some type of a question that she had for him. I guess maybe, hey, could you maybe do an autograph, or could I take a picture with you? Something to that effect. But Brock Lesnar had nodded his head in a no direction, and she basically had walked away. And meanwhile, as all this is happening, you see a guy that just is filming the whole thing. Okay, so you see his bird's eye view of everything that he's looking at, and his female, and I'm kind of led to the impression that this was his girlfriend. She comes back and she has somewhat of a happy yet kind of disappointed look on her face. It was happy in the sense of, hey, I got to come across a celebrity, but kind of because whatever it was that she was trying to get from Brock Lesnar, he wasn't having it. And you hear the boyfriend go, it's okay. It's okay. They're there. It's okay. That's Brock Lesnar. That's Brock Lesnar, and that's his wife, Sable. You can hear him say that, okay? And I just think it's hilarious how people are sitting up in there going, oh, well, I lost respect for Brock Lesnar. I no longer respect Brock Lesnar. He sucks. He's bad for the business, blah this, blah that. Now, look. Anybody that's been listening to our shows, whether you check us out on YouTube or you check us out on the downloads, anybody that's been listening to the shows for a good long period of time know how much of a Brock Lesnar fan I am. How far back do I go with Brock Lesnar being a fan and all? Well, as far back as to his WWE debut back in 2002. That's how far back I go. I have followed this man's career almost religiously while being still sane, believe it or not, folks. Okay, I followed him when he rolled out of the WWE. He went and played for the Minnesota Vikings for that hot brief period of time. Then he went to go play some Canadian football. Then he went over, wrestled in New Japan and all that. Then he went to the UFC. Guys, this is Brock Lesnar. This man has been like this for a long, long period of time. Anybody that knows of the career of Brock Lesnar, especially when he was in the WWE, he has said it on numerous occasions that when he is doing his thing as far as performing for the fans, he's doing his thing in the ring, he's there 100%. He does what he needs to do. He wants to be in and out. That is it. Bottom line. When you see him out in public, his whole thing is leave him alone because that's his private time. He's with his family. He does not want to be disturbed. He doesn't want to be bothered. He has let that be known publicly over the years, okay? And some people, they want to, I guess they're under the impression that he's BSing around when he says that, but he absolutely means it. I actually recall there was this one time where Brock Lesnar was in a restaurant and he was getting a bite to eat or whatever. He was sitting down at the table. I believe he was with Sable and Sable's kid or their kid. I can't remember the circumstances at the time, but it was definitely him and somebody else that was there, and they were eating, and a couple of fans had walked up to him and they were asking for autographs. I believe there were kids in the picture that were led by their parents, and he shot them down. He didn't care. He shot them down. He did not want to be disturbed. Brock Lesnar has been this way for a long, long time. He, as far as he's concerned, when he does what he does in the ring, he's entertaining the fans. You know, he doesn't want to feel as though he's some type of a main attraction. He's some type of a circus animal. Now, some of you may kind of contradict that and say, well, he's a celebrity. What the hell does he expect, Lee? But that's him. There are celebrities that are like this, okay? And you know what? At the end of the day, I have no problem with the way he operated. And to the guy that had tried to throw his girlfriend out there in the woods and all that, this is where you really need that song by that little rock band, Follow Me Into the Jungle, because I love how he sent his woman all out there by herself to try to interact with Brock Lesnar and all that, when it was he that was the hardcore fan. Notice that the boyfriend is the one that had told the girl, oh, that's Brock Lesnar, yeah, and that's his wife, Sable. Notice he's the one. So he was obviously the one that was being quarterback to this and was kind of like, go out there, hun, see if you can get an autograph or whatever. Go ahead, go on out there. I mean, way to throw your woman out into the woods, man. I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie, okay? If me and my girlfriend were at an airport, heaven forbid we had saw Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, 9 times out of 10, I would probably be screaming like a girl myself, right along with my girlfriend, and trying to see if we can get an autograph from The Rock. Now, as far as Brock Lesnar goes, and my girlfriend can spot a wrestler miles away. She knows her wrestlers. She's seen Brock Lesnar enough times. She's been caught up to speed on everything about Brock Lesnar. She knows better. If we were in an airport or any type of a public setting and we came across Brock Lesnar, it's just basically, hun, get out your camera. There's the beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar. Take a picture. Hurry up, hurry up. And that's going to be the end of it because we know better, all right? And to the fans that want to get all bent out of shape over this, I mean, you see, this is why it's so different today with wrestling, because there used to be a time, long time ago, back when you had the territories going on and all that, there used to be a time where you had the good guys. If you saw them in public, they would definitely go out of their way to sign autographs, all that good stuff. The heel wrestlers, there was a good majority of them back in the day, they wouldn't do that because some of them kind of looked at it as though they were breaking character, that signing autographs and all that should be something that the baby faces should be doing. So it was really rare of you to get an opportunity to be able to get an autograph from a heel wrestler way back in, like, I'd say as early as like maybe the 50s, 60s, 70s. Maybe it started changing a little bit late 70s going into the 80s. But if it was earlier in those times that I mentioned before, your ass was out of luck. You pretty much had to either wait until that heel had turned into a babyface to get the autograph, or you just wouldn't have it at all. Or maybe if you knew a friend that knew a friend, maybe after the show, you'd be able to go meet that heel wrestler backstage somewhere, and privately, without there being any cameras around and all that, you'd be able to get an autograph. That was pretty much the only way it would be back in the day. I know this because my dad, my uncle, my grandpa, they hit me to this. And from talking to wrestlers of past generations I have the opportunity to chat with, that's how they kind of hipped me to how it was back then. So I think it's kind of funny that a lot of people are bent out of shape over this, when this was definitely something that the heel wrestlers were doing back in the day. Not to mention, we just saw Brock Lesnar return on WWE programming earlier this week, as he was revealed to be the new #1 contender to take on John Cena for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam in about less than 3 weeks. And the way that he was built up as this big destroyer that is just going to steamroll over John Cena. He is going to be the Omega to John Cena's WWE title reign right now, okay? And just having that in the back of your mind, to me, that would actually kind of make him break character just a little bit, to be seen in a public setting and he signs an autograph, he does a photo op or whatever like that. Now look, I have seen a couple of photos recently this year. I remember there was one where Brock Lesnar had took a picture with some of the employees at a Jimmy John's restaurant. And the next thing you know, next time we saw Brock Lesnar return on WWE programming, apparently him, his agents or whatever, they worked out some type of a sponsorship deal with Jimmy John's. because next thing you know, he had the little logo and all that on his shirt and all that. And those of you that don't know Jimmy John's, those are basically these little sandwich people. They make some really great sandwiches, very delicious. Go to their website, look them up, see if you can find them. They do nice little special catering events and all that. It's very good. If you're on a small budget though, you just want something for you, your missus or whatever, they definitely can accommodate you that way. So it's not like Brock Lesnar is just being a total dick. I mean, if it's a scenario where he can definitely make some type of money off of it, it kind of appears as though he's going to put himself in a position where, yeah, he's going to kind of be a little bit friendly or whatever. But to just an average fan in a public setting, you know, honestly, if it was a scenario where Brock Lesnar was approached by a parent and the parent was like, hey, my child over here, Dylan, and you see Dylan, and poor Dylan, he's got a ventilator machine and he's in a wheelchair and all that. I'm quite sure if the father had said, hey, look, my son Dylan, who's right over there, you can see he's physically disabled. He's actually a big fan of wrestling, and believe it or not, he's actually a fan of yours. It would mean a lot if you could maybe take time out to do an autograph. I'm quite sure that Brock Lesnar would definitely do that in a heartbeat. If there was a scenario where some sick kid has a make-a-wish and he says, hey, I would love to meet Brock Lesnar, I'm quite sure Brock Lesnar would go, yeah, sure, what the hell, no problem, yeah, I'll do it. He's not that cold-freaking-hearted, okay? Let's just be for real on that, all right? And I'm not saying that as if I personally know Brock Lesnar and all that, but I can say that there has been times in the past where I have seen him just on a rare occasion break down that little barrier that he has when he's not working, and he does open up a little bit. But I mean, come on guys, you all just are getting a little bit too bent out of shape. That's talking about this is disrespectful. I know there's probably some of you guys that's like, man, WWE, they should try to get involved, they should try to reprimand Brock Lesnar. Please, that is not gonna happen. If anything, WWE, some of the personnel, whatever, they're probably going to give Brock a high five and be like, damn, can't believe you did that. You got a lot of balls, okay? But I have no problem with that. But hey, you guys that are just now finding out about this and you've seen the replay now several times, I definitely want to get you all's comments with regards to this. So post those comments down below. And if we have enough time, we'll definitely follow up on what you all have to say on, if not our weekend edition of the RCWR show, we'll definitely follow up with what you have to say on our next radio edition of the RCWR show. And hey man, if it's your first time checking us out, love to have you subscribe to us so that you never miss out on all the great content that we do for you here on a weekly basis. Whether it's breaking news, doing some fun and insightful interviews, or maybe hitting you all up with something a little bit in between. We do a little bit of something for everybody. News, reviews, interviews. We got a little bit of something for everybody. So do go out of your way, hit that subscribe button. Share this a number of ways. You can Google Plus it, retweet it, Facebook it. One of the many ways you can spread the good word about our content.